Jessica DeVille for voice interpreting the story The Last Yellow Rose for ASL to English translations class. I want to tell you a story about something that happened one time with me and my girlfriend. The title of the story is The Last Yellow Rose. So there was a time when my girlfriend was extremely sick. She was just laid up in a blanket. She had an extremely high fever. She took the medicine that the doctor had given her, but it didn't even seem to work. I told her that I was going to go to the store. I wanted to find something that I thought maybe would help her to feel better. So I found a yellow rose and I brought it home, but before I walked into the room, I hid it behind my back in my back pocket. So I sat down next to her and I was like, "Hey, do you want to hear a story? Maybe it'll make you feel better." She said, "Okay." So I started my story. I told her the title of the story is The Last Yellow Rose. So I want you to imagine that I go to the store and search for a yellow rose, but I couldn't find any. And then I told her I went to a farm as well, and I still couldn't find any. So I got out the yellow pages and I searched through them and I called every person in every place that I thought would maybe have a yellow rose, and nobody had it. So I went to the library and I immersed myself in all the books and I looked on the web and I finally found something that said there was one last yellow rose and it was in Africa. I didn't want anybody else to get it, so I decided I'm going on an expedition to South Africa. So I got in a plane and I arrived in South Africa. For the expedition, I got a navigator and I had a group of about 20 people with me. We're walking in a line through the jungle looking for this last yellow rose. There's trees all around us, it's thick foliage. When suddenly a snake appeared out of nowhere and killed and ate the last person in line. We come to a point in the path that we're taking where there's a river, but luckily there's a tree that's fallen over that we're able to walk across. We've all almost made it to the other side when suddenly 4 of the expeditioners are lost in the river. They fall and get lost in the river, and there's nothing we were able to do, so we had to continue on. So the expedition goes on. We're down 5 people now, when suddenly a ferocious tiger jumps out and kills one person. We're continuing through the jungle. We're trudging through everything around us, and we lost 4 more people to the jungle. But we trudge on. We've lost people, but we continue searching for the last yellow rose. We're cutting branches out of the way. We're making our way through. And we lost 4 more people to the jungle, but we continue on. And finally, we're able to find the last yellow rose. When I saw it, I was so excited and so overwhelmed with emotion that I started crying. It was a beautiful sight to see. So I grabbed the yellow rose and I put it in the special carrying case that I brought and put it back in my backpack. We head back to the start of our journey, the beginning of everything, and wouldn't you know what happened? We lost 4 more people. We lost more people, and it wound up being only me make it back to the beginning, all to search for this rose. So I hop on the plane and I go back home, and that's the moment I pull the rose from behind my back and give it to my girlfriend. She is so excited to have this yellow rose, and feels so special that I went all the way to Africa to get it. And the next day, she actually felt better. She felt stronger. The fever wasn't as bad. She was getting better. Now, was it because of the doctor's medicine? Or was it because of the special last yellow rose?